Sing a new song, make a joyful noise, sing together for joy in the presence of our God. These are the calls of Psalm 98, the scripture for our congregational giving appeal this year, which strikes me as at least a little bit funny. This isn't the most joyful time I can think of in our life together. Many of us are spending all too much time mired in grief or anxiety, personal, political, pandemic related, or all three. We have lost so much, and the future feels even more uncertain than usual. These kinds of emotions are not what usually prompts spontaneous, creative, collaborative music making. What's more, music itself has been one of the greatest casualties of this time. Just to be in the room with you all and to sing together. The idea is so beautiful, it breaks my heart. Singing just isn't the same at home, alone, looking at a screen. I want to safely share breath with you. I want to feel in my body the vibration that our music makes. It seems cruel to receive the scriptural invitation to sing together right now when we can't. Of course, biblical communities and writers could not have predicted our particular circumstances today. But we shouldn't assume that they were exactly carefree. Our ancestors in faith knew plenty about trouble. They were well acquainted with grief. The people of God have known struggle in every age, including slavery, drought, deprivation, political oppression, loss, sorrow, and despair. Why then did these same people produce a holy text that uses the word rejoice 230 times, the word praise 404 times, the word sing a whopping 861 times in our particular English translation? It's not that our ancestors were always deliriously happy, or that they are telling us that we have to feel happy all the time to be faithful. Rather, they testify that praise is an essential spiritual practice. Praising God is the right thing to do because God is great, and it will make us feel better too. Praise reminds us that we are children of a good and gracious God, and that there is goodness and grace in our daily lives. To sing a new song of praise to God is to proclaim defiant hope, regardless of how we may be feeling. We can't sing together in the same room right now, but I am amazed at what is still possible. We've been making joyful noises, coming together in joy for all sorts of ways, in all sorts of ways, for all sorts of reasons, remembering that we belong to God and to one another. I give thanks for the folks who have been making calls and sending cards and making deliveries. I give thanks for the folks who have solved one technology problem after another. I give thanks for the folks who have created supportive small groups online and led bingo games. I give thanks for apple picking and kayak paddling and trail walking and bell ringing. I give thanks for Zoom worship helpers, for video makers and audio recorders and editors of all kinds. I give thanks for the incredible flexibility and innovation of our staff. I give thanks for the lay leaders who have spent all day on Zoom at work and still show up on Zoom at night in order to help guide our church. We have done our best to continue to care for one another, to connect with one another, and especially to care and connect with those who are the most challenged and isolated at this time. I give thanks for everyone who has shown up for this community in one way or another. I give thanks for all of our virtual greeters featured here. I give thanks for all of you who have been able and willing to continue your financial support to the church. It's profoundly moving to me. In the next few months, we will have a lot to figure out as we close the books on one strange financial year and begin another strange financial year. But with your help, we hope to keep up our faithful adaptations, to keep our ministry strong and to grow stronger in this time. Each year I share my giving with you, and I am grateful to be able to continue to tithe to the church in the coming year, offering 10% of my income for our life together. I am inspired by our givers at every level of financial commitment for your willingness to share generously of what you have, to share with God and with our shared ministry, to make a difference for one another and for our wider community and for our world. Together we remember that we are not alone, that we are accompanied by a God of compassion and by a vibrant community. Together we make space to mourn, and together we embrace a discipline of praise, a way of gratitude that is healing and full of hope. Thanks be to God.